Hi there. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on this Monday. It is the 30th of March. 5:34. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and hopefully had a good weekend. Sort of a mixed bag of weather, wasn't it?
Yeah, we saw wind and sun and snow and rain. And
yeah, sort of spring-like weather, really, but just not quite warm enough for my taste.
No, me neither. You know, yesterday, if you found yourself in kind of a nook outside of that wind, the sun felt great.
Right.
But yeah, it was windy last night.
Yeah, I had some snow last night before I went to bed, but it didn't accumulate, which is good. So roads just are wet, which is good news.
Let's take a look at our current temperatures. Right now we're sitting at 3 degrees.
And overall, it's not a very warm day out there.
No, not at all. But we've got good news in the long range, and we're going to get to that in just a few moments. But first, let's take a look at this. We'll follow that story a little bit closely later on this morning. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. Here's an update on traffic. Well, we're going to see another windy day today. Winds are going to kind of ease and then pick back up in intensity as a trough moves through. So we are looking at about 50 to 70 kilometer an hour gusts. We are going to see a decent day today, but then tonight, new system coming in. We are going to be seeing a little bit of mixing by tomorrow morning. Some areas around the Sarnia area could actually pick up a little bit of freezing drizzle. We could see some mixing through our commute, but then it will transition over into showers before it tapers off completely, and temperatures are going to slowly climb throughout the week. Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It is the 30th of March, 5:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and well, spring arrived a few days ago, but it really doesn't feel like spring yet, does it?
It's like a week ago.
I know. It's just, anyway, there goes March. We're heading into April.
Yay! And that can only mean good things, right?
I would think so.
Well, let's take a look at our current temperatures. We'll get your long-range forecast in just a moment. We'll also get over to Tom's traffic. But first, everyone has heard about the intense, heavy landing for that Air Canada flight in Halifax. Take a look at what this passenger had to say. Long-range details are coming up, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, today, not a bad day. We are going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud, temperatures getting up to 6 degrees. What you're looking at behind me, if you're thinking, oh, snow, what? No. Yes, we may see some light snow through the overnight. It's going to be more of mixing by the time it gets up to the Toronto area for our commute tomorrow. Some areas could see a little bit of freezing drizzle, but that's going to stay more so down towards the southwest. So we're looking at a gusty day today, winds anywhere between 50 and 70 kilometers an hour, but some sunshine. Here comes that system. Pre-dawn tomorrow, that's when we're going to be impacted by it, and then it clears out. We'll start to see our temperatures rise throughout the week. Well, unfortunately, we've got cold air on the way, and that cold air is going to change our precipitation into rain from to snow. We are going to see a little bit of mixing pre-dawn. So today, not a bad day. We're going to see a daytime high of about 6 degrees, then a mix of sun and cloud. Tonight, this is when this system comes in from the south, bringing London up through the St. Catharines area, a little bit of mixing, and then just in time for our commute, that's where we could see some wet roads. So just be mindful, a little bit of mixing. Most of the precipitation is going to stay to our south, which is good news. For tomorrow, we're looking at cool conditions with mixed precipitation. We're only going to see a high of about 3 degrees. And then as we get closer to the middle of the week, things start to get a little bit better for us. We start to see a little trough in the jet stream to the west, which is building a ridge to the east. So we are going to see that push of milder air. Now, this is coming in kind of Wednesday and Thursday. We've got high pressure in place for Wednesday, so mainly sunny, near seasonal values. And then Thursday, it's going to be balmy. I mean, we're throwing it out there. We're looking at temperatures that could be close to 20 degrees down towards the southwest. Not to say that we'll get that here through Toronto, but looks as though temperatures are going to be double digits. But we do have a system coming in. We're looking at evening showers Thursday overnight into Friday. Temperatures will return to more seasonal values with the winds coming in from more of a northerly flow. And then as we look ahead into Easter weekend, unfortunately, temperatures are dropping and it's going to be cool yet again. Good morning. You're watching the Weather Network. It is Monday. It is the 30th of March. Thanks so much for joining us. 4 minutes after 6 o'clock, I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. Hope you had a good weekend. Of course, one more day left in this month, and then we're into April, which I'm hoping spring finally will arrive.
I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I know. It's taking a sweet time. I mean, we're surrounded by water that's frozen, big, huge ice block. It's not,
yeah.
You know,
it's not looking good
unusual
right now.
No, it isn't.
Well, let's take a look at our current temperatures. Coming up later on this morning, it looks as though we are going to be talking to our Halifax Bureau reporter, Nate Coleman, about the hard landing. But first, let's take a listen to what this passenger had to say. All right, we'll talk long range in just a few moments, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Not a bad day today, 6 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. We are going to see this trough move through. That's going to help pick up our winds again. And then tonight, we've got a system coming through that is going to be giving us some pre-dawn mixing potential. For the most part, it is going to stay mixing for us, but down towards the Sarnia area, we could see a little bit of freezing drizzle. So depending on where you're commuting tomorrow morning, we are going to be seeing that freezing drizzle kind of push its way towards the Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara region. But for the most part, it is going to be very, very light. Once that weak system moves through, high pressure moves in, we'll see some sunshine for Wednesday, and Thursday is when we're finally going to feel like spring. Unfortunately, it is going to be short-lived. As you can see, we're looking at 14 degrees for Thursday, 12 for Friday, and then temperatures dropping, so it looks as though the Easter Bunny just may have to bundle up just slightly for the weekend. Not a bad day today. We are going to see fairly gusty conditions, but temperatures getting up to 6 degrees, so that's close to seasonal. Tomorrow, we do have a bit of a messy system on the way. The majority of it is going to stay to our south, but pre-dawn, we're looking at the potential for some freezing rain down towards the Sarnia area, so depending on where you're driving, you could see some very slippery highways. We've got snow moving into the GTA closer to our morning commute, but as you can see, it's really just going to stay GTA and south. We're not looking at anything kind of east of the city, so you should be okay in Oshawa. And if you do see anything kind of Oshawa, Scarborough, we are going to be dealing with just the potential for rain, not so much mixing. So we've got a cool day tomorrow. Could see a little bit of mixed precipitation, not only in the morning, but again later on in the afternoon. Could pick up a few isolated flurries with just some lingering moisture. And then the middle of the week, we've got good news. Temperatures are going to be rising. We are going to start to see a southerly flow. So by Thursday into Friday, temperatures, we're looking at double digits. Yes, double digits and a little bit of sunshine. That is great news. So Wednesday, mostly sunny, near seasonal. So we're almost there by Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we're actually using the word warm. Haven't seen the word warm on a map in a long time. Evening showers tapering off into Friday. Looking at another cool, nice day. And then a cool weekend ahead. Hi there. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is March the 30th. And we're going to take a look at the long-range forecast right now. We're going to kind of look at the nitty-gritty of the forecast, getting us in to the long weekend because, yeah, I know it's only Monday, but everybody's thinking about it. Easter weekend. Will the Easter Bunny have to bundle up? We'll just wait and see. Today, not a bad day. We've got some sunshine getting up to 6 degrees. Tonight, we do have a system coming in through the south. This is going to be bringing the potential in for a little bit of mixed precipitation. Now, down towards the Sarnia area, there is the potential for some freezing drizzle. So depending on where you're driving, you could run into a slippery section of a highway. We are going to be seeing snow through London up towards the Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara region. Just in time for our morning commute. Things could get a little bit slippery. We're not seeing a ton of accumulation. It's really just going to be some kind of wet mixing. It's not going to be a big ice story, that's for sure. We are going to be seeing cooler temperatures tomorrow. We've got mixed precipitation in the forecast, not only for the morning, but that lingering moisture could bring some back by the afternoon. Middle of the week. Here's the good news. This is what everybody's been waiting to talk about. We've got milder air coming in from the south. So our temperatures Thursday into Friday bumping up into the teens. That's right, the teens. Now on Wednesday, this is just kind of the appetizer. We're looking at mostly sunny conditions, high pressure firmly in place. Temperatures will be near seasonal. Now for Thursday, that system that's going to be pushing in is going to be warming us up. It's going to be bringing in a very strong southwesterly flow. So that's where the warm air is coming from, but then we're going to see some late day showers. No big deal. They clear up relatively quickly, and then for Friday, yeah, we could see a lingering shower or two, but for the most part, we are going to be seeing some sunshine and above seasonal temperatures. Now for the Easter Bunny, it looks good. We're kind of sandwiched in between some warmth for the weekend. So Good Friday looks good. We're looking at 12 degrees in sun. Saturday, Sunday, a dramatic cool down. Take a look at this video now, right out of Halifax.
For sure, maybe 2. So northbound's going to jam up all the way back.
Well, here's the wind that Kevin was just mentioning. We are seeing sustained winds at about 33 kilometers an hour, gusting to 44 through Toronto, gusting up to 52 through Orangeville. And that's really going to be the big story today. We are going to be seeing winds 50 to 70 kilometers an hour, very similar to last night. They're going to kind of ease and then pick back up again. We are going to continue to see fairly gusty conditions into tonight, and then they will start to ease. They'll pick up again throughout the day tomorrow because we do have this system to the south that is going to be bringing us the potential for a little bit of active weather. We may even see a tiny little bit of mixing through tomorrow morning's commute. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It is the 30th of March, 6:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
I'm Tom Reynolds. One day left in March, and then we're into April, and hopefully things will warm up. I said hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully things will warm up.
Well, we do have a couple of really awesome days to talk about.
Good.
But we have got a couple of days where the Easter Bunny may have to bundle up a little.
Oh, boo.
I know. It's not great for Easter egg hunting, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us in beautiful Hamilton, Ontario this morning. And Kevin, even though the winds are fairly strong, you don't think you need a toque today? Thanks, Kevin. Oh, yeah, and I need to thank all of the viewers that sent me messages asking me if I had the baby last week. I did not. As you can see, I did not have the baby. I was just feeling a little under the weather, but thank you, everybody, for your concern. Today, so very similar to last night. Hold on to your hat, and if it's garbage night, I hope you don't live near Tom because he will take your recycling bin. Take a look now at this must-see video. Coming up next, but first I'm going to turn things over to Tom for traffic. Not a bad day today. We're looking at 6 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. That trough is going to help kick up our winds, so it is going to be a very gusty day today. And then we also have a system coming in tonight that could bring us a little bit of mixed precipitation throughout our morning commute. Pre-dawn, we're looking at most of the moisture staying south, and for the most part, it is going to stay south of the city of Toronto, but we could see a few flakes through Kitchener, through Waterloo, on and off throughout the day before we do finally start to clear to sunshine by Wednesday. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It is the 30th of March, 4 minutes after 7 o'clock. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. I'm just monitoring OPP communications in my ear right now. There's a rollover somewhere, single vehicle rollover. I'm just waiting for location. We'll update that coming up.
First, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He's in Hamilton this morning. And Kevin, Tom and I were just mentioning off the air how you're brave and you're not wearing a toque, but I think you're a little concerned about your hair with the wind. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, it's going to be all about the wind today, and we'll talk more about that coming up. But first, check out this must-see video. We've got your long-range forecast in just a minute, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Windy today. We're looking at sustained winds at about 30 to 40 kilometers an hour, gusting 40 to 50 kilometers an hour. 50 to 70 are our gusts this afternoon. We've got a trough coming through that'll help intensify these winds. The good news is that they are going to be easing by tonight. Tomorrow morning will be okay, but then they will start to pick up again. We do have a system coming through to our south that is not only going to be bringing us wind, but possibly some mixed precipitation. Somebody actually asked me if this was an early April Fool's joke. No, it's not. We do have the chance of some snow. It's going to be more so mixing, and it will be very, very light, but there's going to be a little bit of moisture sticking around throughout the day tomorrow, so we could see a few isolated flurries in the afternoon as well. By Wednesday, high pressure moves in. We'll see lots of sunshine, and then Thursday and Friday, we're looking at amazing temperatures. Look at that. 14 and 12 degrees with some sunshine, and then we do a dramatic cool down for Saturday and Sunday, but still seeing some sun. Thank you so much, Kevin. Now, we do have not a great start to the day tomorrow. Today, not a bad day, 6 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. But tomorrow morning, we've got a system to our south, and this is going to be bringing us the potential for some mixed precipitation, which isn't going to be great for our morning commute. It will start south of us. We're looking at some mixing through London, stretching over towards just south of Hamilton. We are going to be seeing that mixing line just stretch up towards Toronto. So in through Kitchener and Waterloo and Guelph and Cambridge. Over towards Goderich, we could see a little bit of light snow to start. We may see a little bit of mixing, but it doesn't look as though we're going to be seeing any kind of freezing rain. If you're traveling down towards Sarnia, however, you could see some very slippery sections of the highway, but the good news is that there's not going to be a lot of ice accretion with this. This is not an ice storm by any stretch. We've got cooler temperatures throughout the day tomorrow, could see some mixed precipitation, and the middle of the week looks awesome. Maybe middle closer to the end. So we're seeing sunshine for Wednesday, but temperatures really do start to warm up for Thursday and into Friday. So mostly sunny, near seasonal for Wednesday, and then Thursday will start off awesome. We'll see a lot of cloud cover because of this system coming in from the west, but it's going to bring in a southerly flow, so temperatures warming up significantly. When I say significantly, I say welcome back to the teens. It's been a while. It's been a long time. So we've got above seasonal temperatures for Thursday and into Friday. But then for Easter weekend, well, things could get a little chilly with temperatures back into the low single digits. And if you're just about to head out and you're wondering what's happening in your commute, here's Tom. Well, we do have fairly gusty conditions throughout the day today. We've got sustained winds at about 26 kilometers an hour, gusting anywhere between kind of 40 and 55 kilometers an hour throughout the GTA. 50 to 70 kilometer an hour gusts is going to be the story this afternoon. So they're going to be fairly strong. Then they'll ease. Then they'll pick back up again because we do have a trough coming throughout the day tomorrow. So also keep that in mind. This trough is not only going to be bringing us the wind, but it's also going to be bringing us a little bit of mixed precipitation. The potential is there for a slippery tomorrow morning commute, but it's going to stay mostly towards. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Monday. It is the 30th of March. Tom and I just did our debut on Periscope.
Right.
Tom,
Periscope up.
Do you know what Periscope is?
I found out. It's sort of a live streaming app.
Okay, so here's the really funny thing is that Tom is a very casual kind of guy, and sometimes he says things that may not be appropriate for television.
Sometimes
I do too. Everybody does, right?
Right.
Anyway, so Alex, the girl who's filming us through Periscope, comes walking in here with her phone, and it is so lucky that we minded our P's and Q's because we had no idea that it was
said, and you only said a few things you shouldn't have said.
That's not true. All the things I said about you were true.
Okay.
You can catch the live feed. You can catch a replay of the live feed. Just go and follow the Weather Network at Weather Network, and you can check out the Periscope feed. And this is going to be an initiative that we're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
Did everybody catch that? Okay.
I don't even know if I caught it. I really don't. Let's check in with Kevin. He's in Hamilton. Kevin, how do the conditions feel right now? Thanks, Kevin. Okay, before we get to Tom's traffic and our long-range forecast, take a look at this must-see video. Everybody heard about the hard landing in Halifax. Full story on that coming up, but first, here's Tom. A windy day today, very similar to last night, 50 to 70 kilometer an hour gusts by this afternoon. We are going to be seeing a fairly decent day, however. Sunshine, 6 degrees. System coming in through the overnight tonight. We are going to be seeing the potential for a little bit of mixing come tomorrow morning, but for the most part, system stays to our south, but we'll be a lot cooler tomorrow, only seeing a daytime high of 3 before we warm up by Thursday and into Friday. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Monday. It is March the 30th, 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and hopefully had a good weekend, are rejuvenated, restored, and ready for spring. Well, we've got some good news and bad news.
Spring? What's spring? There's no such thing as spring.
I know. That was the bad news.
No, that's not true. We do have a couple of days this week I think a lot of people are going to like. But first, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us live from Hamilton this morning. And Kevin, no toque, no mitts, no scarf. Either you are slightly brave or slightly crazy. Which is it? All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Okay, so you're not the only crazy one. Yes, you just proved my point there. All right, well, we've got a gusty day today. So yeah, it is going to be a windy day. All right, before I turn things over to Tom, everybody heard about the crash in Halifax this weekend. Here's what one passenger had to say. Long range coming up, but first, here's Tom. Not a bad day today, 6 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. We do have a trough coming through that's going to intensify our winds. System to our south for tonight and into tomorrow morning, but it is going to stay relatively south. I mean, if we do see anything, it is going to be very, very light, a little bit of mixing through our commute, especially if you're in through Kitchener, Cambridge, Guelph, Waterloo. That's where you could see it most likely. Once that low moves out, sunshine moves in, a nice day for Wednesday and reaching seasonal temperatures. Wind is a big story today. We're going to see gusts anywhere between 50 to 70 kilometers an hour. Right now, they're sustained anywhere between 18 and 30, gusting anywhere from 40 to 50 kilometers an hour. But by this afternoon, that's where we're going to start to see the more intense gusts coming through. We do have a trough that's going to intensify the wind. By tonight, system to our south starts to inch its way a little bit further north. Could be bringing us a little bit of mixing because of our cold temperatures. For the most part, it is going to stay south of us, but there is that potential through Cambridge and through London, through Kitchener, through Waterloo, and in through Guelph. We could see a little bit of mixing. So you could find yourself in some slippery road sections tomorrow morning, but it is a fast mover. By Wednesday, we're seeing high pressure. Temperatures are slowly going to start to warm up for Thursday and into Friday. Wind is a big deal today. Wind is certainly going to be one of our bigger stories, and yeah, the cooler temperatures and the lack of sunshine. But winds are going to be sustained anywhere kind of between 30 and 40 kilometers an hour this morning. But look, we've got gusts up to 62 kilometers an hour already through the city of Toronto. By this afternoon, they could be gusting above 70. So it is going to be a very windy day, very similar to last night. Not a bad day, however. Should see peaks of sunshine possibly by the afternoon, but then we've got a system coming in tonight that actually could be bringing us a little bit of mixing. Temperatures are going to be a lot colder tomorrow, so we could find ourselves with some slippery sections during the early morning commute, but the good news, temperatures warm up Thursday into Friday. Science behind the weather. If you want to check out more of those videos, just head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. It is the 30th of March, 8:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
I'm Tom Reynolds, and one more day in this month, and we're into April, and hopefully things will start to warm up a bit.
Oh, well, you know what? I was just talking to Dr. Doug Gillum, and
Yes.
there's good news in like the long ranger forecast.
Like the June forecast?
No, April. We're talking April.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right.
It's going to look good in July, Tom.
Good.
August is going to be warm.
Good, and then it'll get cold again.
Let's talk to Kevin. He's joining us in Hamilton this morning. And Kevin, the wind is really a big story. I mean, you can see outside our Oakville studios, lots of cloud cover, not a ton of sun. Same story through Hamilton. Thanks so much, Kevin. Now, everybody heard about the hard landing that happened in Halifax over the weekend. Take a look at what one passenger had to say. All right, we'll get to your long-range forecast in just a few moments, but first, here's Tom with an update on the roads. Well, the wind is certainly going to be a bit of an issue throughout the day today. Very gusty like it was last night. We're already seeing our winds sustained at about 40 kilometers an hour. It's going to be gusting 50 to 70 kilometers an hour by this afternoon. This trough is really going to help amp up that wind. And then we kind of clear out, but not for long. We've got a system coming in pre-dawn tomorrow morning. Could be bringing us a little bit of mixing. So a bit of a rain-snow mix with those cold overnight temperatures. Could see some slippery road sections through Waterloo, through Cambridge, through Guelph, through Kitchener. Mostly south and west of the city of Toronto, and then we clear it for Wednesday with high pressure moving in. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic, and joining me, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. It has been such a roller coaster of temperatures. Is spring coming? Is spring not coming? I think the main issue that people are having right now is the cold.
It is. You know, these are temperatures that we would have been happy about a month ago, but our seasonal high is now up around 8 degrees. Temperatures are running well below seasonal.
Well below seasonal.
And this is the all too familiar map that we have seen most of the times. How long do those mild temperatures last? Well, it's a brief burst of spring as we get into the weekend, back to below seasonal temperatures, but we'll talk about what comes after that in a minute.
So the Easter Bunny potentially may have to bundle up significantly for, delivering all of his Easter eggs and all of his treats. Now, Thursday's a good day because this rain's not going to come in until late day, correct?
Right. It's not going to be a washout, a period of rain. Could even get a rumble of thunder, windy and warmer into the mid-teens.
We haven't used that word on a map in months, Doug. That is exciting me beyond belief. Okay, mild AM, colder late. Friday's a tricky one.
Right. The timing of the front, uncertain. There's going to be some colder air pushing in and a storm system running along that front. We could even see some wet snow flurries Friday evening, but we start the day mild, but by Saturday, again, colder with flurries, blustery, brisk north wind. And Easter, rather chilly as well, but at least we've got fair weather.
Yes, that's true.
Temperatures recover a few degrees Monday, and then take a look at the long-term pattern. Of course, it's not going to be above seasonal every day, but instead of a pattern dominated by cold temperatures, it'll be quite a bit warmer. Spring finally arrives.
Oh, that is the best news I think many of us have heard all morning. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 30th of March. Lots to talk about this morning. First, check out this must-see video of what a passenger had to say about the crash in Halifax this weekend. More on that story coming up. Another big topic of discussion is, of course, our wind today. We are going to be seeing a fairly gusty day today, similar to last night. And our reporter, Kevin Yard, he is out in the elements this morning. He's in beautiful Hamilton, Ontario. And Kevin, how are the winds feeling right now? All right, thanks so much, Kevin. I wore a scarf today and my mitts, but I did not wear a toque. So I guess that says a lot about the weather. Today we're looking at a daytime high of 6 degrees. So once this cloud cover moves out, we could see a little bit of sunshine. This trough is going to help intensify the winds throughout the day today. And then that system starts to track in from our south. For the most part, it is going to stay to the south, but I would not rule out a little bit of early morning mixed precipitation through London, up through Hamilton, even in through Guelph and Cambridge and Kitchener and Waterloo, over towards Goderich. Yes, the mixing has certainly reached the downtown core, but it's going to be brief. The bulk of the moisture is going to stay to our south. By Wednesday, high pressure moves in. We'll see lots of sunshine, temperatures getting close to our seasonal average. Come Thursday, our winds shift, and you can see these white lines, the wind barbs. The closer they are together, the gustier our conditions are going to be. So by Thursday, we've got a fairly strong southwesterly wind coming in, which is good news and bad news. The good news is that it's going to warm up our temperatures. The bad news is that the system is going to be bringing a little bit of rain, but it's going to be late day rain, and it's a fairly fast mover. So it'll be out by Friday. Could see a few residual showers, but temperatures are going to stay really, really mild. Behind that system, the winds are going to shift direction for Saturday and Sunday, and we cool down, which is, I know a lot of people aren't loving for Easter weekend, but Thursday and Friday look great. We've got those late day showers for Thursday and 14 degrees. Friday we get up to 12, and then Saturday and Sunday the big cool down back to the low single digits for Toronto. Thanks so much, Chris St. Clair. He's the guy to talk to. He's got a bit of an aviation background, so he knows his stuff. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 30th of March, and everybody heard about that plane. We've got more on that story coming up. Today for the GTA, looks as though wind is going to be our big story. We've got the potential to see gusts 50 to 70 kilometers an hour, very similar to what we were experiencing last evening. So fairly strong winds, but a relatively dry day. We've got a daytime high of 6 degrees with some sunshine in the forecast. Now we are going to be seeing a system come up from the south tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Could see a little bit of mixed precipitation through parts of the GTA, but for the most part, it is going to be staying to our south. So as you can see, down through London into the Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara area, that's kind of where we have to worry about seeing, slippery sections for a couple of hours. But for the most part, it's going to be fairly short-lived. A little bit of lingering moisture could bring us a few flurries back and forth throughout the day. Temperatures only getting up to about 3 degrees. Once that low moves out, high pressure moves in. We'll see sunshine for Wednesday. Thursday looks awesome, except for the rain. But temperature-wise, I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed. We're looking at 14 degrees for Thursday. Friday, sunny, a daytime high of 12, and then cooling down for the weekend. Hi there, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It is the 30th of March, and it's a fairly gray and overcast day today, but we may see a little bit of sunshine. The big story is, of course, our wind. We are going to be seeing gusts 50 to 70 kilometers an hour by this afternoon, and this morning it's still pretty windy with those winds coming out of the west. And, well, who's out in the elements enjoying it all is Mr. Kevin Yard. We're going to join him live. He's in Hamilton this morning. And, Kevin, how are the conditions been? All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, March has been such a roller coaster when it comes to our temperatures and conditions. We've seen sunshine, we've seen snow, we've seen wind. It just hasn't been great. Before we get to your long-range forecast, take a look at this must-see video. A passenger's perspective on the hard landing that Air Canada flight took into Halifax this past weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up. First, let's talk about our winds. We've got gusts 50 to 70 kilometers an hour by this afternoon, but not a bad day. We should see some peaks of the sunshine getting up to a daytime high of 6. Tonight, we've got a system to our south that is going to be bringing in the potential for some early morning mixing. This is going to be kind of pre-dawn into the early morning commute, where places like Kitchener and Cambridge and Guelph and even in through Hamilton up towards Burlington, even Oakville could see a little bit of mixing, but for the most part, it's going to be staying south and west of the city. It doesn't look as like too many areas east we'll see too much of anything. We are going to be seeing that system move through rather quickly, and then high pressure takes over. So Wednesday, we're seeing lots of sunshine. Thursday, temperatures really warm up with a southwesterly flow. We get into the teens, but we are going to be seeing some rain and then cooling down just in time for the long weekend. Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 30th of March. We've been talking about our temperatures fluctuating for this month. Literally, March has been a complete roller coaster. We've gone up. It felt like spring. We've gone down. It felt like winter. Yesterday, in some areas, it felt like spring. Like storm, it is just going to be a passing system to our south that if it pushes a little bit further north, we can pick up a little bit of moisture. So today, hold on to your hat. 50 to 70 kilometer an hour winds. The system for tomorrow is really going to arrive kind of pre-dawn. So places like Sarnia and in through London, they'll start to see a little bit of mixing, possibly even some freezing drizzle. But for the most part, we'll stay mixing and then we'll just see it dissipate. It will just kind of sink further to our south. But just be mindful that if you are traveling around Guelph, through Kitchener, through Waterloo, through Cambridge, throughout tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, we could see a little bit of snow with those cold temperatures because we're only going to hit a daytime high of 3 degrees tomorrow. So once that low moves out, we've got high pressure moving in. So Wednesday looks great. We'll see lots of sunshine, temperatures getting close to seasonal. By Thursday, ahead of this next system that's going to be coming in, we're going to see a very strong southwesterly wind. So temperatures are going to be warming up significantly. When I say significantly, I'm talking about double digits into the teens. Yay. So we will see some rain, however, but that's okay because once that rain pushes out, it's going to be a fairly fast mover. And by Friday, we're still going to be seeing those effects. Things change. We get winds coming in from the north, so we're back to 4 degrees for Saturday, 3 for Sunday, and then we start to warm up for Monday, but a new system coming in could be bringing us a little bit of mixed precipitation to start the day.